And I think all of us together won $18,000 in 2 spins.
So what really happened in Vegas for those of us that weren't there? What
What is that?
debauchery?
Wait, what is that supposed to mean?
Because you know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in. Did anything happen where you're like, oh, we can't talk about this?
Like we would talk about it on the podcast. Are you crazy?
I just want to know, like, give me a wink or like a nod or...
Okay.
I don't know.
Nate.
Did anything really happen that's...
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
stop.
What's that supposed to mean?
All right.
Why are you winking?
Well, you were there, so the wink was for us, not for you.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So something happened.
What happened?
What's the craziest thing you guys saw this weekend that
Oh.
that didn't involve you?
Anybody with any hookers?
What?
Listen, I'm positive on that flight home that people are bringing home hookers because that was not a normal crowd of humans.
Really?
Yeah, no
It's an
way.
expensive hooker at that point if you
I
gotta
didn't,
get a flight.
I
for
didn't
it.
even see any women that were working. Did you?
Can also be a
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Or guys? Oh.
Yes, both.
That's right. I didn't see
sure.
either one.
They
But then
all
again, how
hang
do you
out
know-
at the hotel lobby bar.
I think,
That's-
I think a lot of times you don't realize that's what they
Right.
are until they ask you to pay up.
Right. I think like the days of the stiletto heels and like leopard skirt with a hot pink, like fur coat on top of it.
So they're
I don't really
more-
think that's how they roll anymore.
More unobtrusive.
I don't know.
Pretty much any woman that talks to you, Scary, probably a hooker.
Oh, shoot.
You trying to
Oh
say
my
that
God.
Anybody that gives you
nobody would
attention?
Want to talk? Oh, you.
I will say,
Wow, that is
so
No, by the way, that happens to all guys.
That
Like,
is a
no,
dick
no
comment.
Especially in other
girl
comments,
wants to
yeah.
talk to a guy.
I will say, years ago, years and years ago in Atlantic City, at when Borgata first opened, they had the round bar in the Borgata, and I was like, why is this woman paying extra special attention to me? So
That's
to
why.
your point,
Yeah.
and it was like it was a drink. We were a drink in, but it was very casual, and then. She's like, hey, you want to hang out? And I'm like, she's like, here's my card. She gives me her card, and her card was absolutely like hard naked on it, on both. It was like 2-sided card. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I literally just got solicited by a hooker without being solicited by a hooker.
Unless you're Brad Pitt or Ryan Gosling or something, no woman just comes up to you and says,
Or
hi.
Nate
No.
Marino.
Yeah, not anymore. But I used to,
Isn't it?
the hookers used to approach and were like, hey. And then you realize they're hookers and you kind of feel bad about yourself because they're just trying to drum up business.
I didn't realize I had been had until after I'd been had. I'm like, that's awful.
Yeah.
And I felt like shit because I'm like, damn, I guess I'm I'm not approachable.
you should take it as a compliment. Like you looked like you might have money.
Or, wait,
No.
Thank you.
or
Thank you for
that
seeing
he's
the brighter
dead. No.
You're welcome.
Gandhi
looked-
with the brighter side of life.
He looked like he was desperate.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
He looks like he couldn't get a woman on his
Danielle,
Thank
the
own.
reality.
Danielle, no, thank you for the reality check there. It's like, let's see, who's the biggest schlub in here who can't get laid? That guy.
That's the guy.
There he is.
That's the guy.
He looks like the whale.
Oh man, dude! On the way over, Elvis and we were together, and we're going through TSA. And they ask, "Are you guys traveling together?" So before we could even answer yes, they stepped between us, and they were like, "Are you guys traveling together?" Clearly, they thought no, and he goes, "Yeah." The lady's look was like, "Psh, "What is this? Why are these two traveling together?" I know, and he was like, "That was weird."
To be honest, I wouldn't pair the two of you together.
Why not, Nate?
It's like an age thing, I think.
Oh, is that what it
Yeah,
is?
no, not the brown thing.
No, I wasn't going brown. I was
No.
gay man, straight woman.
He doesn't
I don't know.
look. Elvis
He
doesn't
doesn't have
look
a gay man
gay.
look.
He doesn't.
He doesn't look gay.
He doesn't look gay.
I would have turned around and
Elvis
said,
is gay.
he's my sugar daddy. That's why I'm with him.
Maybe. I don't know. But they were kind of like, are they really? And then they looked at the tickets and said, okay, go ahead.
Anybody
It's kinda
gamble?
No, I
No,
didn't.
none of us did.
Wow.
I didn't gamble either.
You see, our friend Anthony Ordia, he's a comedian. He was playing in Atlantic City over the weekend. After his show, he went to the roulette table. Him and his friends put, I think, on 7 or 17, and they hit, and they won like a ton of money, apparently.
No
Oh,
kidding.
nice.
So he took all the money that he just got paid, and he gambled it, and then probably quadrupled it.
I wonder
That
how
would be
much he
nice.
had on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was one of those stacks that were like, all the way to the ceiling.
Well, it's
pretty much.
36-1 odds. So whatever you bought, if you bet $100, you win $3,600.
There was more than $100. If you go to his social media, there was way more than $100
on one
number.
Oh shit!
Wow.
And I tell you what, it doesn't always work like that. I have lost my. Well, we were on the ship, Prima. You were gambling with? We lost money.
Yeah. We did.
We all
we
lost.
did a
It's
lot.
not really for you to win. They don't really
No.
want you to win.
Exactly.
You
No.
know?
They don't make these beautiful, angelic-looking, the casinos and hotels on people
Here,
winning.
guys, watching the
Look at-
Zoom room.
Wow.
That's a lot of chips.
Wait, that's what he...
Yeah, that's what him and his friends did. So
What
after
color
the
are
show-
those chips? They look
Yeah, well,
white.
They're all different colors.
Look how
They're-
excited. Look how
That's when
excited
it
they
hit.
are.
Okay.
So apparently the story was that the number 17 hit right before they played. They were like, oh, let's do it again. And then it hit, and then they won all that money.
Wait, you're allowed to record that stuff? I thought you weren't allowed to record.
You're not...
Not at
That's
the table,
Casino.
but if you're
Yeah.
standing like in the back, like this friend is apparently. So
Oh,
I'm going to ask him how much he made.
I know.
How much?
it looks like a lot.
Man, we didn't have. There was no time to go
Really?
gamble and like
Yeah.
do stuff.
see.
Not really.
What was the most fun you had in Vegas this weekend?
Ooh.
Um,
Honestly, it's gonna sound corny, but I like hanging out with Danielle, just like backstage when we don't have a ton of stuff to do and finding the snacks. It's
yeah,
great.
we eat everything. We don't care. We're like, what do we have to fit into? Oh, who cares?
What you got back there?
Right.
And like our hair and makeup team, Rachel and Barbara, they're so awesome. So just like hanging out with them and talking to them, catching up is fun.
And we get sad when we have to leave them because we only see them once a year, and it's like this 2-day reunion, and we have so much fun with them, and then we leave them, and I get sad.
Yeah, they're great.
Fly them out here. Have them do your makeup
Sure.
here for a random Thursday
Okay,
night.
Yeah, okay.
Random Thursday. Okay.
Easy.
It was good though. I mean, we had some good meals. Those were fun. We spent, I don't know. It was just, I felt like it was more relaxing this time. I heard it was not, but it felt like it was more relaxing than the other times that we're there. So,
Well, and I have
don't
to say, Saturday night, Gandhi and I got all gussied up with all our makeup and our hair. And to be honest, we had less interviews than normal that night. It was I think the COVID protocol is still intact there. So they're being very careful with how many people they let into the room at the time and how many people are allowed to do interviews. And I can't even tell you how many times you get tested before you leave. You get tested when you land. You get tested. I mean, you're always being tested to make sure that there's nothing going on, you know?
Okay.
So.
Well, let's move on. Something very big happening today. Rosh Hashanah Tova.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Did I say that correctly?
I think so.
Okay.
He
It's
has
Rosh
no
Hashanah.
idea.
It's Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah. Last night was the first night. Apples and honey for all. And tonight is night number 2.
What is the significance of the apples and honey?
You're supposed to have a happy and sweet New Year, so the honey makes it
Aw.
sweet.
We're talking religious calendar because that's what confuses me about when you say Happy New Year.
Yeah,
so
isn't the year 5700 something?
Yeah, at 57 something, 58.
Oh,
I
wait,
don't
you have
know,
a different
I've lost track.
calendar?
What's
Yeah.
that? There's a different calendar, yeah.
You
The
put
Hebrew-
different
the Hebrew
dates on your
calendar?
checks or anything like that?
No, it's just the Hebrew calendar is different.
Well, why is that calendar not the preferred calendar? Because
I don't
that
know,
one was around way
Started
before.
Way before, yeah.
How
No,
is
it-
that
I-
fair?
Dude, look, I flunked out of Hebrew school. I'm not sure. But
How do you flunk out of Hebrew school?
I got in trouble. I had to help the art teacher. I was throwing things out the window. I was a bad kid. I was a bad
funny.
kid. But
my
you know what's funny is a couple
Did
of
your
years
parents have
ago,
to sit you down and be like, you got kicked out of Hebrew school?
Yeah, it wasn't a good scene.
Well, what's the difference between Hebrew school and regular school?
Well, Hebrew school, you learn about Hebrew things.
No, I get that, but is it like Catholic school, which is just a regular school?
No,
except
no. You would have to go for 2 hours after regular school. I had to go 3 days a week. I had to go Monday, Wednesday, Sunday. And you would go for 2 hours, and it's all Hebrew teachings and stuff like that. You learn
Wow.
the alphabet and all that kind of stuff. And what they're doing is preparing you for your bar or bat mitzvah. That's
Wow.
basically what it's for.
Were you ready for it though, even though you got
I was
kicked out?
not ready for it. You get a book that's called a Haftorah. That's what you're supposed to read when you become a bar or bat mitzvah. And they gave up on me, so I had the whole thing written out in English. So
Wait, so it's written phonetically?
it was written phonetically in English. It's Baruch Atah Adonai. It was all written phonetically in English above the Hebrew letters.
Oh my goodness! So
They allow
funny.
you to cheat like that?
I guess so.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, it was funny. A couple of years ago on Rosh Hashanah, I had to bring a cake to a party. So I went to Carvel, and I said, "Can you write Happy New Year on this?" And they were like,
What?
Why would you get that now? You're going to keep it in your freezer until January? And I was like, no. But,
Oh gosh. Going back to Anthony Rodia for a minute and winning in Atlantic City. So he just texted me back. He said, I think all of us together won $18,000 in 2 spins.
Nice.
He
Wow.
said, but I won over $4,000 and I have no voice.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Well,
Now
I
you
guess
got to
we
report
missed
that
out.
though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Nate.
over,
Oh, yeah.
No, that's the
No, you
shitty
do.
thing.
You
That's
absolutely
right.
do,
Because
yes.
over a certain amount, when you go to cash out,
It's
they're like,
$1,200 or over. That's why a lot of on the Wheel of Fortune machines, a lot of the top prizes are $11.95.
Yeah.
They're like, screw the man.
well, like, and when we would win blackjack, the few times I won over that amount of money, you don't bring them all the chips at the same time.
No, never.
Couple here, couple there. Because if you push them all there, and oh man, bad.
What's the
scene.
tax on it? 40%?
A lot.
A lot.
It's annoying. You'd much rather win 1,000 than 1,200 because
Yeah.
if you win 1,200, you get screwed.
Yeah, you get screwed.
Yeah.
Rich people problems.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
Don't
anyway,
have them. I've never won that kind of money
Wait.
ever.
I love when we walk by though, and they have like the high rollers area behind the curtain. It
Oh, I
just
go in
says,
there.
like expensive tables. You do?
Well, listen, you can go into the high roller room and play a $5 slot machine.
Oh, you
so
can?
they make it sound like it's these massive $100
Oh,
slot machines.
yeah, that's what I thought.
They have
No,
them
but
in
they
there,
have
but yeah.
rooms where like the limit on the card tables is really, really high. Or
Yeah,
like
you're
the
not sitting
lowest
next to
buy-in.
LeBron James in Vegas, Scotty. I mean,
No, not at all. No, I'm talking about the high limit slot room. I don't ever go into the table room. Never.
Do high rollers play slots?
Yeah.
have you seen Elvis at a slot
Well,
machine?
yeah.
Okay,
you know
I
what
saw
it is?
him play a slot machine once, and he kept putting, and I shit you not, like $100
Yeah,
bills
I know.
in the machine because he wanted to see the dog that looked like Max run across it.
The high roller slot room is just a bunch of drunk rich guys smoking cigars and drinking bourbon and just throwing $100
Yeah.
bills in the machines and laughing. That's
we
all
were-
it is.
We were at some event with Elvis, and he was speaking, and he was at the slot machines, and he was late for the engagement, and everyone was like, "Where is he?" He had to stand by the slot machine because he won a buttload of money,
get paid out.
and he had to get paid out, so he couldn't come into the room to actually do the speaking engagement until he got paid out.
You know, I blame Elvis for my slot addiction. He took me to my first slot machine ever when I was like 21 in New Orleans.
Did you win?
I mean, it was peanuts back then, but you know, he got me addicted.
They're
So you're
fun. I
blaming-
mean,
you're blaming him. That's
Yeah.
what's the most you've ever won at a slot?
I think $5,000.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa, dude.
That's cool.
See, my thing is, I know the machines to pick, but either it's really good or really bad. Like I do really well or I lose a lot. I don't ever. It's never right in the middle.
I've never won on a slot.
People always say that, but you know what?
Shame.
The Wheel of Fortune slot machines have been very good to me. Like if you play a $5 or $10 Wheel of Fortune machine, that wheel has big amounts on it. If you get one spin, you're winning some good money.
Yeah, but don't you have a theory about how much you have to play though when you play those slots, Scotty?
It depends. It depends on what machine I'm going to. Like, you know, if I'm going to start on a $5 machine, I'm going to put in about $200, and you're going to get at least a spin in that $200, and it's always going to be more than the $200 you put in.
Real?
So,
Oh, I want-
yeah,
And do you do the max bet each time?
Oh, you have to. If you don't do the max bet, you don't get the spin. A lot of people don't realize that. If you do a Wheel of Fortune machine and you don't do max bet, you'll never get a chance to
See,
spin the wheel.
the thing I hate about the max bet, your money goes so fast if you
Well,
don't
yeah.
win.
Yeah.
It's
That's the same thing down the Jersey Shore when I'm sitting at the
Trying to win the
at-
stuffed animal?
Yeah, no, but there's the oh my gosh, those ones where all the coins come out. Scary, you know what I'm talking about. You
Yeah.
put the coin in,
Where they,
and all
where
the
they,
coins,
And it
wait,
pushes
you have to
over the
push,
edge?
it has to push
Yeah.
toward the ledge.
Love
the
that
cards,
And then
the
all the
wiz-
quarters go
that's
in.
a fucking scam.
So wait, so the Wizard of Oz cards come out.
Yeah.
And if you collect them all, you win a big prize. But same thing, if you push like the one button, all the coins go rapid fire. And if you don't do it that way, you don't win as much.
Right.
And I noticed that if I do the rapid fire, I win more stuff. I'm just saying.
That
You
game
or
was good
anybody
when
in
it
your
was actually
household
real
has a
quarters.
problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. That's the way to
Yes.
go.
When that
True.
game was real quarters, it was good, but now it's the tokens and crap.
Now it's tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're broke and tired, and it's a Monday.
Yeah, and we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.